What's up, guys? I'm LAJ,
And this is young Peter here.
back at it again from Legendary Sports and the Daily Grind. So, man, game two wasn't all that great, was it?
You know what, man? I'll be honest with you. After game one, I was already thinking this is going to be a pretty close finals as opposed to what it was just last year. But lo and behold, it goes to show you what that game one, they really needed that game one win. Man,
Okay, so the final score was 122-103. It wasn't a blowout, but it got to the third quarter, and you just started seeing the Cavs letting loose and the Warriors running away with the win. Curry dropped 33 points. Durant went 26 and 10. LeBron, off night for him. And this is an off night for him after what we've been seeing him do in the playoffs. 29 and 12. Surprisingly, though, he had someone back him up and help him out, which was Kevin Love. And he went 22 and 10. So outside of that, he didn't really have much help. And another reason why the Warriors ran off with it. But let's talk about the Oracle Arena. Let's talk about the fans, the Warrior fans. Those mofo's are savage as fuck.
Again, sometimes it's simple basketball that creates the best quality shots.
He's hearing some MVP chants from the Warriors fans.
I mean, they cheered when JR was introduced as a starter, and they chanted MVP when he went up to shoot those free throws. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. What do you think about an atmosphere like that?
honestly, like that's all in good fun when it comes to the fans, and obviously think of it this way when it comes to another sport. You have in football they call it the 12th man, and especially you have the home court. So they were just trying to mentally like break down JR because obviously he's still feeling it, knowing that he cost his team the game. And then I don't know if you saw I saw it on Twitter, but they released I guess the extended cut of what
Yes.
happened after that play.
Yes.
And LeBron even mouthed off like, we had no timeouts, and then someone told him, no, we did. And he's like, what? And then he was frustrated. Like, best believe, man, I put myself in his shoes, and I'm like, yeah, man, you're a dumbass. Like, really, like, how could you have not known?
No, I
But,
I honestly
and
think
that's
that
me
was
being PG right now. That's me being PG, because honestly, I would have laid into him because you can't make a mental mistake like that in
yeah.
the
No, yeah,
final.
yeah. Yeah, I completely agree with you. But I kind of question that. I think it was for show though, because if you look at that whole JR blunder in game one, you see LeBron James realize like, oh, pass it, give it to me. No, somebody came to me. Pass it out to who was it? George Hill. Pass it to George Hill. And then when
No,
he's
but
doing
he
that, he's
told
doing a
him.
timeout.
No, he did the timeout prior, but he saw the clock. He told him throw it to George because he had to throw up a shot, and then Draymond was right there to block the shot to make sure that obviously no miracle was gonna happen.
Yeah.
But it will tell you after what I saw all that, I just know that his frustration level with him, was probably tenfold because it was just really really bad.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. But honestly, with those fans doing it to him, that's just how fans are. Come on, now, what would you have expected? This is awful, man.
That's some trolling right there.
Savages. These guys will chant Warriors pretty much throughout the game, and believe me as a fan of other opposing teams, I would hate hearing that. I hate hearing that, man, because
Hmm.
it just irritates you. But you know what? Like that's what they are. That's home court. They took the first two games and they did what they were supposed to do. Let's hope that Cleveland, on the other hand, does what they need to do and protect their home court. Because if not, we're all getting free tacos for Taco Bell. So
Let's see if they don't boo J.R. Smith when he gets introduced at a Quicken Loans Arena. That's
that'd be
that's
messed up. That'd be messed up,
hey,
honestly.
I wouldn't blame him. Would you really blame him?
I know you wouldn't blame them, but I'm like, man, you guys are supposed to be there to cheer and support him, and he's getting that from the opposing fans, albeit as a joke. But still, if you come and turn around and start booing him, man, that's just gonna mess with it even more.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
I kind of doubt that he's gonna start Game 3 the way he's been performing.
I mean, who do you really go to? Because Clarkson hasn't been there. George
I
Hill
don't know.
barely.
You may want to start looking at Rodney Hood and being like, you know what?
You're
Game
gonna have to
3
step up.
needs you. You need to
Yeah,
step up.
yeah.
And this guy. Come on now, like he's getting DMPs. He's not even playing, but there's a reason you went out and traded for him. If not, come on now. We've been having a whole different conversation if they had kept Jay Crowder.
Yeah, you know what? That seeing it now, obviously the Lakers and the Sacramento Kings are the ones that came up because apparently now you see how Rodney Hood, George Hill, Jordan Clarkson, Larry Nance, and all these players that they traded for would have performed if they had stayed with the respective team and made it to the playoffs. They would have not have shown up. So whatever the trades were for those players, like Jay Crowder, the pick, Isaiah Thomas, and I don't know who else, Dwayne Wade, like those were the mistakes. Like you're starting to see, like, yeah, the Cavs made a huge mistake. And unfortunately, it's affecting LeBron. And me, I'm not a Bron sexual. I'm nowhere near close to that. But I feel so bad for what LeBron's going through. Like he's giving it his all, and he's getting screwed over by multiple sources. It sucks. It really, really sucks. So moving forward, Curry, with under a minute left in the first, he threw up I would say a desperation shot because he was being very well guarded. He threw up a desperation left-handed three. It ended up being an air ball, went out of bounds. But the refs immediately called a tip on the Cavs. No one tipped the ball. LeBron came out, typical LeBron comes out, starts whining and complaining about it. No one tipped it. We all take it as, it's just LeBron flopping, LeBron being LeBron in the playoffs, complaining about everything. But this time, in reality, he had a valid point. So, unfortunately, there's another blunder for the refs. So, the refs aren't really having a lot of say in this game. And where they really, really are starting to really piss me off is they're not being consistent with their calls. And let me bring this one up to you. Klay Thompson jumps into Kyle Korver. There was 8 minutes had been played in the second quarter. I'm talking about Kyle Korver was in front of Klay. He got took. But you see Klay Thompson get out of his way to jump into Kyle Korver in the air to get that call. And he gets the call, he gets his free throws. LeBron James does the same thing a couple minutes later in the same quarter. JaVale McGee jumps, LeBron steps into him, no call. So here's my question to you. We already know the refs are on a different level and they're doing their own thing. But a rule like that where if a player steps into another player who's in the air, if the shooter steps into the defender in the air, should that be considered a foul?
Yes, but you know what? It finally needs to be set clear on what you can do as an offensive player to draw a foul. Because honestly, it's been so hit or miss when you pump fake for three, and you stupidly, to me, it's stupid, but I stupidly think that you're just leaning in to get the call. Sometimes it happens, and sometimes even though I've never seen it called against the shooter, which I'm like, that should honestly be called on you because you're the one instigating the contact as far as the offensive players goes. Honestly, they need to clean that up because I keep hearing these broadcasts where someone will want to jump into somebody and it doesn't get called. And then on the other side, that's where we start thinking bias starts happening and whatnot, where now you really feel like these refs have a bias towards one team, towards the league, where now are we going to have to go X-Files on that ass? Because I don't know what the hell to really think at this point.
You know what? And we know that rule where a player, the shooter needs to have space to land. So if the defender is undercutting or not giving them the space to land properly, the ball handler or the shooter is gonna get the call. We understand that rule, but this is a completely different rule where the defender is already in the air. I don't know what kind of matrix the refs expect them to do in midair to avoid the contact, but it's strategic. It's kind of strategic from the shooter standpoint, but at the same time, if you're going way out of your way to jump into the defender, it's kind of like iffy. Like, yo, play on, just let it go.
Yeah, that's the thing. That needs to be addressed finally because it needs to be set. If an offensive player decides to lunge into the defender as he's doing his shot and it gets called, it should honestly be an offensive foul. because the offensive player is the one who's instigating the contact.
Yes.
Because the defensive player, honestly, they know they're pretty much helpless. Like, you can't touch nobody when they're driving. You know, it's pretty much keep your hands to yourself. You know, when it comes to the rules nowadays, and you're talking about now, you know, giving the call to somebody when they lean into the shot. Like, no, please cut that out.
I'm agree with you. I'm definitely gonna agree with you. What's your predictions for Game 3?
You know what? I feel like Cleveland's gonna come out hard because they got the home fans behind them, and don't be surprised if it's a blowout by Cleveland. Just because, you know what, they're home, they're energized, they have the extra time. And yes, I know it's the Warriors, but best believe Cleveland is not going to go down 0-3. There's no way. There's no way. I'm saying it now. And if it does happen, man, I'm just going to feel like the biggest idiot out there. But I have all my faith right now in Cleveland to bounce back for this Game 3. Because this is it. They lose Game 3, they can easily just get swept. Which I predicted the Warriors in 5, and honestly, it could easily be Warriors in 4 if Cleveland doesn't show up. But I expect them to. I expect them to show up at home.
You know what? I feel like you're right. I'm just gonna agree with you. I don't know if they go 3. I don't think they could do that whole 2015 or 2016 where they did the Warriors dirty with that 3-1. They choked on 3-1. I don't think they could do that again, especially without a closer like Kyrie. I just don't see that. I just don't see it. But it would really suck if LeBron gets swept for the second time in his NBA career in the finals. But, you know, it happened.
But but honestly, what do you expect when you see your opposition and what they have?
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, like, and I know I'm like starting over my words just because I can't bring myself to say it, but we should honestly show some respect to the Golden State Warriors and what they've accomplished now within the last 4 years. You know, it's mind-boggling just what these guys have done, and it feels like, will it ever end? As a fan of another team, I'm just like, when is this gonna end? Like, all right, cool guys, you know, you guys want something, but can y'all just, you know, can y'all just rest 1 year, please? Like, I know it's asking a lot, and a lot of it's just coming out of the joke, but real talk, you know, I don't want to see part 5. No, I didn't even want to see part 4. No way I want to see 5.
Yeah, but no, I definitely don't think there's gonna be a part 5. The league is just completely gonna be different next season. You know, the 76ers are rising, the Boston Celtics. I really, honestly, as a Laker fan, F the Celtics, but I'm interested in see how that team works out now with a healthy Gordon Hayward, a healthy Kyrie Irving, if he can remain healthy, and in this squad that took LeBron James and the Cavs to Game 7. I'm really interested in see what happens with them, and also will the Lakers make the playoffs? What's going to happen with the Toronto Raptors? Who's going to be the new coach? Where's LeBron going to end up? Houston? I don't know. The structure is going to be different. We all know the Warriors, if they remain the same, they're going to be obviously the team to beat, but it is going to be interesting. I definitely don't see a part 5 with the Cavs.
Well, that's to be determined, obviously, once the summer starts kicking in, and because obviously you and I being both LA fans, you know, obviously for our respective teams, we miss the fact that we're not seeing them right now. And, you know, it kind of sucks because, honestly, I want to see Clipper basketball again, but going to have to wait till October. So right now, got to enjoy the finals for what it is right now. But you know what? This has been Young Peter.
Yeah, Young Peter over there. And this is LAJ from Legendary Sports. Make sure you guys check out Legendary Sports Organizations on YouTube, on Instagram, Facebook, and give us a follow. Catch our shows, Daily Grind, on Wednesdays at 6 Pacific Standard Time, 9 Eastern. Give us a call at 646-668-2951 if you guys have any questions, you guys want to interact, you guys got any opinions, you guys want to win those shoes, hit us up.
Yep.
Tell us anything you want, and we'll be there. But much love. Appreciate the time. You guys have a great day.
All right. Good night.